It's the Down Beach Buzz podcast for June 19, 2025, and it's all powered by Sherry Lilienfeld of eXp Realty. Whether it's Ventnor, Margate, Longport, Brigantine, Lower Chelsea is hot in Atlantic City. Call Sherry Lilienfeld, residential, commercial, whatever. Sherry Lilienfeld at eXp Realty. And the Down Beach Buzz podcast also powered by Rate.com and the Senior VP of Lending, Paul Skolage. Need a rate quote? Maybe a refinance? Home mortgages? That's his game, baby. Go to Paul Skolage. Just reach out to Paul Skolage at Rate.com. I think that Sherry has some big news. It's kind of a bittersweet. Somebody's moving away, but it's a popular, familiar name selling this gorgeous home. Sherry, why don't you tell us all about this? Wait a second, I'm jumping ahead. How about the realty transfer fee tax first? Because that's
yes, this is the hot news.
So let me one more time. Sherry Lilienfeld. These are two big stories. Not only the second story, which is about this familiar name selling an amazing home, but also there could be more. Does Governor Phil Murphy want to tax you more when you transact your home, a transfer fee? Explain what this is, Sherry Lilienfeld of eXp Realty.
Yeah, this is really big and really timely information. What I'm going to tell you, I'm going to sum it up in a few minutes, but there's going to be a website to go to where you need to send in your letters ASAP. What the realty transfer fee is, some of you might remember in 2004 when Governor McGreevey, there's a name we haven't heard for a while, added what everyone calls the mansion tax. So what the mansion tax was, any home sold over $1 million had a 1% fee charged onto, it's a supplemental fee, and it was charged onto the real estate transfer tax. But instead of the seller paying it, the buyer ended up paying the supplemental fee. So I'm going to just run through a few slides with you and explain this fee. So again, I said in 2004, properties that sold over $1 million had the supplemental fee, 1%, and the buyer paid the fee. Now keep in mind, in New Jersey, the seller pays the real estate transfer taxes, but the supplemental fee was charged to the buyer. Well, I don't have to tell you that prices of properties have gone up, a little bit since 2004. And if you look in Margate, $1 million is not a mansion, right? So again, we talked about the mansion tax. So this is Governor Murphy's proposal. These are whopping increases. For homes going between 1 to 2 million, he wants to double that fee from 1% to 2%. That's homes 1 to 2 million. And then anything over 2 million, he wants to triple it to 3%. So one thing I also want to say is something also in discussion is who's going to pay this fee, buyer or seller. And whoever pays it, it's still a lot of money added to your cost to buy or sell a property. And it's going to greatly affect real estate. So here is my call to action. Everybody, please go to this website. It's called doyouknownewjersey.com. They make it really easy. They explain this in one page, and they have a letter already set up. Once you put in your address and your name, that you can just click and send this letter. I'm just going to walk you through it just really quickly with these slides. So when you go to DidYouKnowNewJersey.com, there's a couple of places where you can click, take action, message your legislator. And once you click on that, it takes you into this screen where you fill in your name, your email, and your address, but you have to include your city and your state. They need to know that you are a New Jersey resident or own in New Jersey, whatever it is. What is your address? I just want to highlight a couple of things here in the information that they give you when you're on this page. In 2018, 5.75% of homes in New Jersey, keep in mind this is all of New Jersey, sold throughout the state over $1 million. In 2024, it's 16%. That's a high percentage of homes that are over $1 million. How are you being called a millionaire when you can't even, when the price of homes are so expensive? Like, that's the point. Like, who are you taxing here? You're taxing 16%, and I have to believe this number is even higher, now as we're into 2025. You're talking almost a fifth of the residents, if you get up to 20%, that have homes that are going to buy or be sold over $1 million. It's just ridiculous. And this gets into it a little more, but the important thing is to go to this website, fill this in, include your city and state. So this is just some quick statistics that New Jersey is already the fifth highest cost of living, has already the fifth highest cost of living in the nation, eighth highest median home price, eighth highest average mortgage payment. I mean, New Jersey's expensive. Okay, why are we going to just keep on taxing New Jerseyans? And also, there's a home shortage, so this is going to make that even worse. This is just talking about the deadline. So the budget needs to be finalized by June 30th. Within the next few days, they are going to, the senators, the state senators, and the General Assembly is voting on this. Like, this needs to be done now. Yes.
So Assemblyman Don Guardian or Claire Swift or Senator Mr. Palestina, are they helping out? Are they speaking out about this stuff or what? What do you think?
It's so funny you say that because, of course, when I put in my name and address and I live in Margate, guess who populated my email? All those three people: Palestina, Guardian, Claire Swift. I also talked to Claire Swift. She is like, I am vehemently against this. This is, oh, you're welcome, John Sanchez. She is vehemently against this. This is just going to kill, the real estate market. I mean, if things were tough before, buying and selling, cost of homes. So yeah, those are the ones it's going to self-populate to for Margate, New Jersey. So the letter goes to them. They're already against it, but at least they can say, I had X amount of people that emailed me. Yes.
One more question, Ms. Lilienfeld. Governor Murphy, what does he say? What will all this new revenue, all this money be used for?
Oh, that's a really good question. Supposedly it's supposed to help the housing industry and to help make more affordable housing and to subsidize people to live more affordably. But again, if you look at that statistic, when 18% people are buying and selling homes over $1 million, okay, they're not the majority, they're not over 50%, but you're hurting a great percentage of the homeowners or people that want to buy homes in New Jersey. So,
well, listen. You can be honest. We have no idea what Governor Murphy is going to do with that revenue. We really do not know. We're just taking wild guesses.
If you Google Governor Murphy's budget proposal, so he proposed this in February, and this has been going back and forth. And I will say the New Jersey Association of Realtors, they have been very active in this and fighting this and, really trying to get this off the books. But again, this has been going on a long time. He proposed this in February, I think it was earlier this year, at least February. But the General Assembly and the senators must vote on this by June 30th. They're going to make their decisions before then. But if it's not done by June 30th, everything shuts down because that's when their fiscal year starts. Yes.
So you're saying that you really are encouraging all of the thousands of people watching the Down Beach Buzz podcast with Sherry Lilienfeld of VXP and Paul Scala, Rate.com. You're encouraging them to reach out to the very handsome Vince Palestina, the senator of New Jersey, as well as the beautiful and charming Claire Swift, Assemblyperson Swift, and Don Guardian, the bow-tied former mayor of Atlantic City. Those three should be helping. You should reach out to them because I'm thinking they could really help a lot, huh?
Hopefully. I mean, I will tell you, so they're on the Republican side, as you know. New Jersey's more Democratic, but I've spoken to, yesterday I talked to Assemblywoman, I'm not going to say any names, who is a Democrat, and she said there's a lot of discussion about this. It's not just like a slam dunk. Yes, Democrats, let's approve it, Republicans against it. There is a lot of discussion on both sides about the impact of this. So wherever you live in New Jersey, go on that website. And let me get back, if you get me back to that screen, it's didyouknownewjersey.com. You got to go to this website. It walks you through it. Please be sure to include your city and state with your address. It will self-populate on who is going to get this pre-written letter. You must do this now. I cannot emphasize this enough. This is a big, big, big deal. And if you think there's an inventory problem, a shortage of inventory, it will get worse if it costs more and more and more to buy and sell your house. The only people I think that would benefit from this are the builders, because if people aren't buying and selling their homes, I'm not talking new construction, I'm talking people for additions and renovations. If people can't buy and sell their homes without it breaking the bank, they would more heavily consider probably additions. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of, the only industry I think of that would benefit from this. So yeah, do it now. DidYouKnowNewJersey.com.
Okay, so are you moving to the next story that is very exciting?
Well, yes, I like to feature a property.
Let me get it up here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the reason
There we go. There we go.
Oh, so these are the pictures. So this property is 426 North Exeter. Just looking at it, you can tell this property looks very different than your typical Margate new construction properties, right? It's it's not your typical box. It's on a very large lot. The lot is about 2.5 times the normal size. It's 180 by 67.5. It's a very wide lot with a lot of street frontage. This property is also on, I don't know how many of you are familiar with, this is something called Minnie Creek. Minnie Creek is a natural creek in Margate. It's the only creek that I know of that is still in existence. This street is a dead-end street on both sides, so there's no through traffic here. And if you, let me just give you a couple of basics about it. It's a 4-bedroom, 4 full baths. Each bedroom has a full bath, and there's 2 half baths, and there's a large attached garage which has multiple possibilities. You can convert. It's already redone, but you can take half of it and make it into a gym area and still have like a 2-car garage. It's a really unique property. So yeah, if we can look at the pictures now, John, and yeah, thank you. So again, this is the outside. Let's just look at some of the pictures through the property.
That's right. I have to do that. Okay, so we're at the front
Yeah.
page, and now we want to go to. I'm not sure if we're starting out.
Well, this is the side yard and the
Yeah. So
deck.
let me get this started. We did talk about how this is a challenge when we have to flip back and forth. So let me find the very first slide, and that should help a lot, right?
Sure.
Let me go back to slide 1. So there's slide 1.
Yeah.
And now let's go to slide 2. There we go. That's beautiful home. Wow.
It's so beautiful. It's so picturesque. Like I said, it's a very, very unique home. The structure on the right, that's the finished garage. So it's a big part of the house that you can, like I said, make a gym area and still have your garage. But yeah, just looking through the pictures, you could see more of it. Beautiful front yard. It's very peaceful. It's a very peaceful street. Beautiful circular staircase, hardwood floors. And one thing I want to say, everybody, especially someone spending $3.8 million, they have their own taste. They want to redo stuff, but there's not like wallpaper to take off. It's a very clean palette for someone to work with and do their own decorating. It's an open layout. Very spacious, a lot of natural light. Oh, so you can see Minnie Creek in the window. So that's what you see. I will tell you though, Minnie Creek fills with water sometimes where you have a water view, and then sometimes it kind of dries out where you see seagrass, but it's still very peaceful. There's not going to be someone behind there. It's an open kitchen. Obviously someone could do whatever they want with it. But yeah, this is, Minnie Creek. You like that. You like it that it's on Minnie Creek. It's very peaceful back here. It's a very unique house on a very unique street. Oh, wait, I do have to mention something. This featured property is listed by Sue and Lou Solomon of Berkshire Hathaway. I do not want to misrepresent that. It is their listing, but they said they'd love it if I could bring a buyer to them. So Sue and Lou, I want to work with you on this one. I think it's a great house.
Sue and Lou.
Yeah,
I know the real reason why we're doing this, because they love the Down Beach Buzz podcast. Just, you can be honest with everybody. Come on, Lou and Sue, you want to be on the podcast. That's okay.
I love them. Lou has a nickname for me. Do you want to know my nickname?
Yes, I would.
Well, my maiden name is Samuels. So every time he sees me, he goes, "Hey, Sammy, how are you?"
Lou and Sue. Hi, yes. Lou and Sue.
Hi. But anyway, yes, I do want to mention it is their listing, but I could, again, work with you as the buyer's agent. But again, I thought it's a great property on a great street. But yeah, let's look at some more pictures. This is the kitchen. There's 2 stoves because this is a kosher kitchen. Someone for kosher wants a kosher kitchen.
Wow.
Very, very open. And yeah.
Explain that whole kosher kitchen thing. I've never heard of that before. I can understand why you'd want that, but give me a quick overview of a kosher kitchen.
If you're kosher, you don't mix meat and dairy. So, well, fish is okay with dairy. So you want separate dishes, separate sinks, separate cooking utensils when you're cooking a meat meal versus a dairy meal.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Usually there's 2 of everything. So that's why there's 2 stoves.
After 12 years of Catholic school, I'm still catching up on all my Jewish history and culture and all the great stuff in the Jewish community. All right. So let's go to the next slide here.
Yeah. I want to show a few more pictures of sorry.
Yeah. So I was going to click through. Yes. But next time you promised me you're going to have all these awesome pictures from Lou and Sue already in a PDF, right?
Really?
Well, listen, we're trying to impress Lou and Sue and Troy and Barbara, all the awesome realtors in the area. We're just doing our best to share the love, right? Because we share the love.
We are sharing the love, and we all work together nicely. And yes, we like to feature unique properties.
Look at that.
This is that chandelier, just to tell you, I don't know what it spins like slowly. It's kind of, I'm like, is there something? What's going on with that chandelier? It kind of spins slowly. Yeah.
Can I ask why Lou and Sue are selling this awesome property?
You mean why the sellers?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm sorry.
Yes, they have another place in Margate that they're gonna utilize.
All right. This is an awesome place. I love the openness of it, all the light coming in. That's the thing that just jumps out ahead, and you get some nice greenery, nice landscaping as well.
Yeah, like I said, it's an open palette. You can, obviously it's minimally decorated, but you could take it and make it your own.
I love Minnie Creek.
It looks nicer when it's filled with water, but apparently Margate used to have natural creeks all through Margate. And I was getting a little history yesterday from Steve Giuseppe on all the creeks that were in Margate. There were a bunch. He said there was one.
When you say Steve Giuseppe, you have to explain who Steve Giuseppe is, because he's an amazing individual. So give a brief overview. Who is Steve Giuseppe, and why are we talking about Steve?
Steve is our fearless leader of the Margate Green team. He grew up in this area. He can tell you the history. He said those houses on the other side of Minnie Creek, that was all trees and stuff. He said when he was a kid, he used to ride through there to get to Minnie Creek, but there wasn't any development. There weren't any homes along Minnie Creek. You had to go through woods to get to it. And he said,
that's awesome.
Margate had a whole bunch of creeks like this. This is the last relic.
It's so unique. I didn't really know. I mean, I've been on your street, but I never saw this view of Minnie Creek. It's really gorgeous and so unique. Wow.
It's nice. It's peaceful. And like I said, the street, Exeter in the 400 block, it's not a through street. You have to turn into it. So each room has its own bath. I mean, look at this bathroom. That's just exquisite. It's like a spa.
They didn't cut any corners, did they?
Not with the bathrooms and not with the layout. And yeah, it's just
And really, like you said, it's an open palette, beautiful wooden floors, a neutral color, maybe an eggshell. I'm not sure exactly what white, we can't tell, but it's an off-white of some sort. It's ready to go. So you don't have to worry about the floors, the ceilings, or the walls.
Yeah, it's been very well maintained, in great shape. I love that picture. Pirate life. I don't know where that came from. That's the only decorating that's not neutral.
It's beautiful. Yeah. I love
Yeah.
it. Love it. Love it. Love it. And one of the best parts, I love this real estate agent. You know why? The toilet seats are down in all the bathroom shots. That's a plus in my book. You know,
I know that's your pet peeve when you see real estate pictures in the toilet.
Listen, everybody, listen. If you go in and the selling agent, if the toilet seats are up, you got to pause for a moment. That's all. That's all I'm saying. All right.
Yeah.
And you look at this gorgeous back. Yeah, you get the barbecue back there, and look,
you
nice
can put
lawn.
a pool there. There's definitely plenty of room for a pool, and some other people on the street have a pool.
And what would you call this? This is some sort of an open deck of sorts with some lattice work.
Yeah, it's just a covered deck. I forget, a trellis.
Is it a pergola? No, it's not a pergola though.
Oh, pergola. Yeah, kind of.
But just being down the shore and being surrounded by greenery, that is so rare. Because usually you're surrounded by rocks or shells and sand and salt water. But to have the best of both worlds, this is a beautiful property, nice and spacious, and a very quiet. It's at the end of a
oh wait, stop.
Dead end, right?
Wait.
Go ahead.
This is what was the garage, but they finished it. This is the side driveway, and you can park, I don't know, 4 cars there and get into what was the garage, which is now finished. But it's a very big part of the building. So like I said, you could still have, and there's actually a half bath in there. So you can have a gym in there, and still, if you wanted to put a garage door there, have your cars in the garage as well.
Great job. Great job. Reach out to Sherry Lilienfeld of eXp Realty if you need a buyer's agent for this awesome property that's being represented by Lou and Sue, our other good friends over there with
Berkshire Hathaway. Yes.
Berkshire Hathaway. That's right. And but the owner of this house is staying in Margate, so that's good news. They worked on this thing and made it gorgeous. You're ready to move in. It really is very unique. That's all I can say. And you know what? More realtors should come to us so we can help them move some of these properties. Sure. I'm just saying, because we have such a reach, and we love Margate. We love Ventnor. We love Lower Chelsea, Atlantic City, and Longport. A lot of great stories. All these towns are experiencing a little bit of a rejiggering in terms of the listing prices and all that. But it always happens every, 10, 15, 20 years. So now's the time to really consider to get a pretty sweet deal on a house like this and others like it, huh?
Well, a couple of things. I just talked about the supplemental realty fee, right? This property is $3.8 million. That fee would go from 1% to 3%. And if they approve this, I heard from the New Jersey Board of Realtors that once it's approved, it's 30 days. It could be 30 days, and it's a done deal. And the other thing that I've mentioned in other podcasts is that now things are slow, but there's still sellers that want to sell their homes. So if you want to buy, now would be a great time to look at homes and put in offers, because sellers are not really expecting to sell or show or have showings at this time of year. So again, it's a great time to buy, put in an offer, and you definitely want to do it if there's any chance that increase in supplemental fee is going to go up.
So is it a done deal, or can we reach out to our good friends Vince Palestina, the senator, maybe Don Guardian and Claire Swift, the assembly folks? They're the ones that can really get this done for us. Is that what you're telling me?
Well,
They
it's
can
a
help.
vote. They can help. There's 80 assembly people. There's 80 of them and 40
Yeah.
senators. So they're just
So let
three.
me.
But get everybody So everybody who's listening, you vote and tell all your friends to vote. I mean, to put in to send the letter and get anyone, especially up in North Jersey or other townships, like not just Margate, anyone in Jersey, everyone in Jersey should be sending their
So
representatives letters. Yes.
So what have Vince Palestina, Claire Swift, and Don, have they talked about this openly, whether through podcasting or Facebook Live or anything? Are they engaged a little bit? Because we could certainly encourage them to come on the podcast and explain this, right, Sherry? Wouldn't it be awesome to have Don Guardian with us right now? He could.
That is a really good point. They're busy though in budget meetings, though.
I'm sorry.
So they're busy in budget meetings.
Oh. So if all of a sudden I'm buying a $3 million home, if this goes through, how much more money will I be taxed on the transfer? Ballpark. What is that number?
2% of 3 million. What is that? 60,000? No.
I hate to put you on the spot like that.
I gotta add it.
But listen, it's going from 2 to 3%. Is that what you're saying, or what?
No, 3 million. If it's 3 million, if it's over 2 million, it's going from 1% to 3%.
Holy
so 2%
moly!
of 3. Yes, hello. 1% of 3 million is $30,000. So it's another 60,000.
And that,
right?
I would think it would affect more Margate and Ventnor transactions and Longport transactions, because a majority of those transactions in the DownbeachBUZZ, or the Down Beach towns, are millions of dollars. So most of Margate and Ventnor and Longport will be affected if they consider buying and selling.
Yes, they will. And it will help the new construction home builders, because they're going to have a harder time selling their properties at those prices. And there might be, negotiation. You always want to talk about seller's concession. And right now the buyer's paying this quote unquote mansion tax, but there could be negotiation. Well, I'm not paying that mansion tax. You're going to pay it, or who's paying it?
I got to tell you, you know how angry I was that I had to write him off my Christmas card list. That's Vince Palestina, the New Jersey senator. But now I'm thinking I might have to pull back that invite to my 4th of July barbecue, because Vince needs to get in gear with this. I know they're busy. I understand they got all kinds of, but but I just want them to be engaged. And I get the feeling they're not talking about these things. That's all.
Well,
and I keep repeating this. Do you like to keep on bringing this up?
I know I called Claire yesterday, or 2 days ago, and she took my call, and she said she is vehemently against this and she is fighting it. So even though they're not podcasting, so this, did you know NJ.com is set up by the New Jersey Association of Realtors. So it's us, the realtors, that are trying to get the word out on this. I think they're busy fighting lots of things with the budget. So it's hard for them to get the word out specifically on this. But of course, the New Jersey Association of Realtors is really, really trying to create awareness. You log into the MLS, it's the first thing that pops up. It tells you to get on and put in, submit your information and spread the word. So here I am, as a member of New Jersey Association of Realtors. I am spreading the word. What are we doing? Oh, there you go. Thank you. Do it now.
I met you, I swear.
What is this?
Something somewhere happened to me.
This is about our good friend.
Claire? Oh, Claire. Oh.
Thank you for finally getting that joke. This is for our good friend Claire Swift. Claire, join us, will you? Do you remember Gilbert O'Sullivan?
Yes.
All right, let me shut this off.
Yeah, okay, enough.
I was always waiting for a chance to play Claire by Gilbert O'Sullivan when we were discussing our good friend Claire Swift, our assembly person. And I listen. I just want to say that most of our politicians they're there for ribbon cuttings. They do good stuff. They vote, but some stuff it just doesn't seem that they're as engaged as you would hope they'd be. Whether it's polluted work sites, whether it's offshore wind, or whether these crazy votes are going down in regards to spending more when you buy or sell a home, a millionaire's tax, if you will. So sometimes we do have to gently poke at them. I was looking for a reason to play Gilbert O'Sullivan. That's all.
I see. Well, Claire, I have seen some stuff that Claire has been posting where she's fighting like the taxing of tips. Claire is about protecting local businesses. Now think about our business, our economy. We're a tourist area. And if you're going to start hurting restaurants and the local businesses that really only benefit the most 3 months a year, that is going to be detrimental. And she is very vocal in fighting a lot of things that are going to hurt local businesses. And obviously she's very against this real estate transfer fee. Like this is the supplemental fee. This is big. And it's not just like a tiny, first of all, it was already a lot. This 1% mansion tax was already a big deal. And when it first came out, prices of homes were under $1 million. And if they were over $1 million, a lot of times people would get the price under $1 million various ways to avoid it. Now the prices of homes are so high, you can't avoid this. And now you're raising it from 1% to 2% to 3%. It is insane and unconscionable.
I do think I have Assemblyman Don Guardian close by. Zach, you want to run that video?
This is AC Prime Radio.
And Don Guardian runs bragging about $25 million. You know, that's like one guy with a bucket trying to bail the water off the Titanic. Give me a break.
AC Primetime Radio. Primetime Radio. Making Atlantic City great again.
That was nice, wasn't it?
Let me guess, who did that?
I don't know. People send me all kinds of crazy stuff. This internet thing, you can't trust the internet with the AI and all that stuff. But that was our good friend Marty Small. Congratulations, Mr. Small. He got the big win in the primary, thinking he's one step closer to retaining his role as the mayor of Atlantic City. And Don Guardian, the former mayor of Atlantic City.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Unless I have some other stuff that I can run, but I think we got a lot done today. That was great.
Sure. I mean, it's really up to you. I am a little limited in time. I have about 10 minutes.
All right. So we'll just let people know. Go to DownbeachBUZZ.com and you'll see up here on the top of the page all your beach tag information, Ventnor, Margate, Longport. We also have a story here about how the Ventnor pickleball courts are going. Yo, what happened to those webcams? We love watching webcams of people playing and to see what the weather is and to see if the courts are busy or not. So go to Down Beach Buzz and get the very latest on the issues regarding the Ventnor pickleball courts and Margate. We even have some Margate stuff. We find that Margate does a great job of managing the courts. So does Ventnor. But we do think there's sometimes you kind of have to steal good ideas from each town. Longport now get much more into pickleball as well. Live webcams of the pickleball courts. Everybody loves that stuff. One more story here that you might want to. Hey, remember the Dead Milkman punk rock girl was big on MTV? Is that familiar? But you were a classic rock girl. And did you know that Atlantic City has a really big and popular and awesome rock and roll club?
I did not.
I heard about it, but I kind of never remembered it all the time. But it's called the Anchor Rock Club, and it's right behind the Irish pub in Atlantic City. The Dead Milkmen, they're a Philly band. I interviewed them a long time ago. They're going to play Anchor Rock Club on July 12th. So good luck. And it's going to be awesome. You remember this song right here?
Saturday I took a walk to Zipperhead. I met a girl there and she almost knocked me dead. Punk rock girl, please look at me. What do you see? Let's travel around the world, just you and me, punk rock girl.
That's Punk Rock Girl by the Dead Milkmen, Sherry. How about that?
I have to say that's not one of the songs I listen to.
What's-
But while you're going into activities, you didn't talk about Beach Stock, Margate Beach Stock, which is Saturday, June
I really
28th.
I didn't get there yet, but we're just about there. That's okay. I mean, I was talking about myself, and I wanted to continue talking about myself, and you wanted to cut me off. Is that what you're telling me? Jeez, holy sweet baby Jesus, really?
I noticed that tall guy in those pickleball pictures. Who is that guy in the red and black?
Oh,
Who
that's
is that?
All right, and then we have this. Listen, okay, this is real estate, and let's jump back
This
into real
is
estate.
important.
You're
Yes.
familiar with what you like real estate, right?
Yes.
What do you mean? Yeah. What the hell? So a Longport professional surfer posted up on his video blog on YouTube about the point, which is that crazy set of water between Longport and Ocean City. All these different currents converge, making for some great places to surf and to practice. And Ben Gravy, he grew up in Longport. He started his career at the point, and he goes, "Hey, man, I'm ready to surf." And these two big giant homes, one of them I wanted to buy one day, they're both gone. And it looks like one buyer is going to take over the whole property and do a bigger property there, taking two properties into one. Let's watch just a couple of seconds here of Ben Gravy from Longport.
We're here in New Jersey, where a lot has happened, apparently. The El Slamo house is gone. The house next to El Slamo is gone. So it's safe to assume that they're gonna take two lots and build one absolute mansion. The beach was always a popular place. If you guys don't know about the Jersey Shore, it's like a lot of the money is coming from Pennsylvania, Philadelphia area. It's a lot of vacation homes. And now there's like money. There's just money. Like ever since COVID, the money is crazy. The housing is crazy. They're tearing down entire blocks and building mansions. So I don't know. All this to say, we will always have El Slamo, the beautiful El Slamo. But it's just wild to watch my town change around me. This could be nuts. Could be something. Been a while, Mackie.
It has.
Truly been a while.
Years.
Literally years, huh? Whoa. Whoa. This is not good, dude.
Holy shit. I don't know why I took a second to realize that, but that's nuts.
It's gone. What a wild welcome home present. They tore down the El Slamo house, dude. Dennis! Look at him. He's stressing. But look at this freaking sandbar at Skeleton Bay. Unbelievable. You think Skelly's going to be firing tomorrow morning? What? Yeah? Sweet. Kind of crazy.
So what do you think, Sherry? That's awesome to have a surfer talk about real estate activity down on the point, huh? That's crazy.
It's crazy.
What did you hear on the streets? What did you hear about this? Everyone's keeping quiet about it. They're trying to give the new owners some privacy. But what's the word on the street from real estate agents like yourself?
It's quiet. I'm going to say quiet. I did inquire. I'm sure if I dug pretty deep, I could figure it out. But for whatever reason, maybe it's a sports figure. I don't know. But whoever it is wants to stay very incognito. I don't blame them. The other thing I wanted to say, Steve Giuseppe, we were talking about what was going on at the point. He said that there used to be a train that ran all the way through Longport, and it was the railroad people that put in those rocks around there to protect the train tracks. I'm like, there was a train that ran all the way through Longport? That's crazy too. He's great. We got to get him on because he has such great history and such a great perspective on the island and the changes on the island. And also he's on the Margate Planning Board. So he has a very unique perspective.
All right, our next real estate. One more real estate, okay? We don't want to be too real estatey. But what about this set of new construction, luxury townhomes right there on Washington Avenue, 6 beautiful townhomes just a block away from Tomatoes and the Amherst Avenue scene. What do you think, Cher?
So the developer for this, it's a very unique development for them because they're used to doing big apartment complexes. Like he's a heavy hitter, Mitchell Davis from Davis Construction, but he wants to do something in this area. There used to be a little motel, no-tell at this location. It's on Washington and Monmouth. It's going to be all high end. They range from $2 million to $2.3 million, depending on, oh yes, and I love your video. Yes, this is the location. They're going to have all high end appliances. Everything's going to be very, very high end. Again, there's going to be 6 attached townhomes. This is the location. And for those of you who aren't aware, there's going to be a lot of changes on Washington Avenue. It's going to become one way. They're going to put the red bricks in like it looks on Ventnor Avenue and adding nice street lights. They're going to really change the look of Washington Avenue, make it more residential, less like busy commercial as a big cross street. So it's going to be very nice. Again, if you want to know more about it or talk to the developer, you can call me as a buyer's agent. I'm happy to talk to you and help you get in early. So,
and the best part of the deal, when you hire Sherry as the buyer's agent, you get to spend quality time with the listing agent, Mr. Troy Rosenzweig. You can't beat that deal. It's sweet.
Yes, Troy and I work very, very well together. And yeah, so would love to bring you one of these properties, again, working with you as a buyer's agent. But they're going to be very, very, very nice. And think about it. You're going to have new construction you can have $2 million, $2 million to $2.3 million. 2.3 are the units at the end. So as you're in the center, it's 2 million, then it goes to 2.1, and then 2.3 for the end units.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. 4-stop elevator. We're talking about how do you get a brand new construction home from Davis Enterprises, one of the best builders in the area, for about $2 million near the water? How do you do that? That's what this 6-unit townhome right there, 201 North Washington Avenue in Margate. Margate really putting a lot of time and effort and engineering and money into the Washington Avenue corridor, mixing and combining Amherst Avenue with the central business district as well as the beachfront. So Washington Avenue is very, very important to Margate, and you could be right there, close to all the action in this beautiful this townhome development. 6 of them for about $2 million.
Yeah, it's a great value. So love to see the new owners who are going to be in them soon.
And the best part about being interested in buying one of them is what, Cher? I know what that is. Do you know what that answer is?
It's because
they get to call you as a buyer's agent, and then they get to spend a lot of time with Troy Rosenzweig of B&H. It's a double win. It's a win-win-win. I grew up with Troy Rosenzweig. That's why I'm saying that. But plus, he's a great realtor, and great developer. He started out doing flipping houses and building homes out of Summers Point. Amazing dude.
He jokes. He says, "I'm a builder who has a real estate license." So he does really understand new construction better than most realtors. So
I only have one problem with Troy. It's a small one, but it's substantial.
He's taller than you? Oh no, he's not taller than you. I think you're taller than him.
He doesn't play pickleball yet, but I think I'm going to get him into it.
I think
he has long hair too. He has a long hair. Go, whoa, dude, long hair, man. But when you're when you're Troy, you do what you want. You're like but I see Troy riding around on his rag top. Nice. All right.
I asked Troy if he wanted to be in King Neptune with me for beach stock for my fight against the wind turbines, because King Neptune's the protector of the sea. Because he looked like a great King Neptune, but he respectfully declined.
All right, Sherry, we're at the end of the program here, the Down Beach Buzz podcast for June 19, 2025 with Sherry Lilienfeld of eXp Realty and Paul Skolage. He's the man. He's the money man from rate.com. Why don't you do the concert or the event calendar real quick as we finish up here? Start from top to bottom if you can.
So Sunday, June 22nd, which is this Sunday, Down Beach Run for Their Lives on the Ventnor Boardwalk. Again, we talked about the Margate Beach Stock, which is Saturday, the 28th of June. Also on the 28th, we have the Ventnor. Oh, yeah, you got the beach content. What are you doing? Are you clicking on them? What are you doing? Oh, you're clicking on them.
I was
Ventnor
trying. Yes.
Beach Jam. Also great activity on the beach. And hopefully the weather holds out because it's just starting to get nice. And then, of course, we have the amazing 4th of July fireworks. Everyone brings their beach chairs to the beach to see the fireworks. And this is going to be actually July 3rd to July 4th. And what is this? Longport Blessing of the Animals at Church of the Redeemer.
Bring Tilly your cockatiel, because it's pretty awesome down at the Church of the Redeemer right there on 20th Street. It's an amazing non-denominational. Did I pronounce that right? Meaning anybody is welcome, but all these different animals come to be blessed. I've been there many, many times. I would bring everybody from gerbils to hamsters to birds to dogs to cats to snakes. They're all blessable on yeah, so keep that in mind. And that is Sunday, July 6th. And then they do the same thing with the celebration and the blessing of the boats. Do I have that right here? And that is the blessing of the boats.
Oh, nice.
That's on Sunday, July 27th. And don't forget about Longport's Summer Celebration Day, Saturday, July 26th.
So there's lots of activities, but always go to DownbeachBUZZ because then you can easily find them and click on them and get all the information.
That is correct.
Her name is Sherry, super real estate pro. Sherry, super duper realtor to the stars, real estate pro.
All right, we gotta go. Okay,
we're still live.
Yep. Just say goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right, we'll see you. Love. Just do a love, luck, and lollipop.